Hi everyone, here's the Comics once again, and today I'm reviewing Lincoln in the Bardo by George Saunders. My brain froze for a moment there. George Saunders' highly anticipated first novel and a book that follows my exploration of Saunders' production. I'd only read In Persuasion Nation, The Brief and Frightening Reign of Phil, and The Very Persistent Gappers of Rip before this year, but in the last few weeks I've been reading his early collections, Civil War Land, Pastoralia. I liked them a lot. I had some issues with some of them. In the next few weeks I'd like to read 10th of December too, which is a very polarizing short story collection. Some people tell me they love it, some tell me they hate it, but well, that's neither here nor there. Lincoln in the Bardo. How is it? The point is that my reviews are always spoiler-free, as you might already know, and it's very difficult to talk about this novel without spoiling any of it to you. I'm not even going to talk about its genre. This is a genre novel, but I'm not going to tell you which genre it is. If you already know that because you've read it on Amazon or because you've read a review worse than mine, shame on you. I'm going to keep the first part of this video as pure as possible if you want to, approach the novel without knowing anything about it, and then I'm going to talk a little bit more about what kind of book this is. Now, Lincoln in the Bardo, like many of George Saunders' stories, is a highly imaginative effort, and like many of his short stories, it deals with very basic literary concerns under a new light. In a way, Saunders is highly innovative as a writer. In another way, he deals with the kind of stuff people have been discussing since Homer, really. Here in particular, one of the main topics is the idea that different points of view on a specific event might relate to the event and might talk about it later in completely different terms. The idea, which is still very relevant nowadays, that some people will tell you that last Sunday was scorching hot, and some people will tell you that it was freezing as fuck, and both of them will believe they are telling the truth, and it's not as simple as some of them will be lying. It's just a difference in points of view. And one of the things that literature does, one of the very basic human needs it serves, much more than other narrative means, is that it allows us to step into the shoes of other people. It allows us to do something that we need crucially as a species, as humans, as a civilized species, which is understand that other peoples have different points of view from ours. And that's something we can do physically, because of course we are confined within this box on top of our chests. But literature allows us to do that and to take on the perspective of somebody else, maybe somebody completely different from us. And Lincoln in the Bardo reflects upon this concept, upon this very important literary feature beautifully, and shows the potential for unity and for harmony that is there when you just surrender yourself to this possibility, when you accept that other people have different perspectives, and when you accept that other people look at the world differently, you find peace on earth. But of course, like all other Saunders novels, it problematizes this very simple solution. It's not like Saunders discovered the solution to all wars, and it shows you all the things that make that impossible. It does it through a compelling plot, through a brilliant cast of characters. Some of these characters are amazing, and you'll understand why when you read the book. It shifts between two different worlds, two different settings, let's say, in a beautiful way that keeps the action going. There's never a dull moment in this book, also because it's a very short book. I don't know if it seems like one, but it's really a very short novel. You read it very fast. Did I like Lincoln in the Bardo? I did. Here ends the spoiler-free part of the review. Last thing, should you read Lincoln in the Bardo? If you like Saunders, read it. Begin with his short stories if you don't know him. Now, I'm not going to talk about the plot, of course, but I'm going to talk about the book a little bit more. This is not a novel at all, let's face it. Have you read it? Have you opened it? It's made it, you probably can't see shit. Nope, you can't see shit, so here it is. It's made of all these paragraphs with basically lines of dialogue by people, and of course, the name of who's speaking in that specific paragraph. Most of the time it's direct dialogue, sometimes you get some reported dialogue, and all of the book is made like this, for what, like 300 pages? It's basically a novel made of quotations, lots of quotations, one after the other. It reads like a fucking play. Not that there's anything wrong with plays, there's not, but really it reads like a play a lot. And although some chapters, because of the quality of their prose, because of the kind of reflections that go on in there, are very unplay-like, they are not good for theater at all, I feel like if you give me 5 minutes and $10, I can turn this shit into the script of a Broadway play, like no problem. Mark my words, 5 years from now, maybe less, someone will have turned this book into a stage production. I was very puzzled, talking about the form of the novel, I was very puzzled when a friend of mine, the very good reviewer Kate Whitty, pointed out that, George Saunders has a weird relationship to the idea of short story or novel. It's not like he doesn't write novels because he chooses not to. It's that he usually writes pieces of fiction and then edits them and reduces them so much that eventually they inevitably become short stories, or at best novellas. And that never really made sense to me, because everyone's always taught me, and my own experience as a reader has always taught me, that a short story is not just a short novel, it's a completely different thing from a novel. For its pace, for its presentation of events, for its dynamics and themes, it's completely different. It's not the same. And my impression with Lincoln in the Bardo, not just because of its form, not just because it's made of all these quotes, is that this is just another George Saunders story. It's a bit longer than the others, but not that much. This is really a novella and, could have been published as one. And of course, geniuses always break the boundaries and break the laws. So if Saunders approaches the distinction between story and novel in a peculiar way, good for him. He is fucking George Saunders. So why am I so upset about this novel issue? Is it just because of a reason of genre? No, it's because there are some passages in Lincoln in the Bardo, there are some chapters among the 100 and more chapters in this book where you get, for instance, 2 pages of straight prose. You get one character talking for 2 fucking pages straight, and you don't get the usual back and forth between different voices, but you get 2 pages of a fucking person talking, and those are brilliant. And those pages are so good, and such good prose, and so compelling, and so interesting, that you realize that had this been a standard novel, discussing the very same themes, and presenting the very same plot, and the very same characters as in a normal novel, it would have been a masterpiece. It would have been so much better. Bottom line, this is the motherfucking Familiar all over again. Except that, of course, the Familiar at least goes full speed ahead with the quirkiness, so there's that. Bottom line, did I like Lincoln in the Bardo? I did. I would lie if I claimed otherwise. It's not even that I had higher expectations, because it's not like Saunders is truly one of my favorite writers. I felt it was a good novel and a nice literary experiment. That's it. Let me know what you think about it. Were you a bit disappointed about it? Do you think it's pure genius? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.